It connects you to the world and it connects you to jobs. And as I just stated, it can also connect you to healthcare. So that's also a big issue that's facing our area. And then, as I'm sure it is everywhere in the country, the opioid epidemic is also a problem that we are facing as well. And a lot of people in my district are on Medicaid. And so they're concerned about the Medicaid expansion. And depending on how the votes go in the House and how it goes with the new governor, whether or not the Medicaid expansion will continue to exist. And the removal of it, if they were to choose to do away with the Medicaid expansion, just to be blunt, people will die. A quarter of Ohio hospitals, many which are in rural areas, will be at risk of closure. That's not my opinion. That is according to the Ohio Hospital Association. And many will lose their treatment programs for substance use disorders, such as, opioid addiction. So that's a really big concern as well.
I saw you tweeting recently about right to work. What is the status of right to work right now in Ohio?
It's kind of up in the air right now. Mike DeWine, who is running on the Republican side, he has stated that it's not on his radar. But other governors have said similar things, and it actually did become on their radar. So it's kind of up in the air. The person that I am running against, his name is Ron Hood, and he was in 1999, he was Right to Work Legislator of the Year. And it was recently, it just came out today. Someone had posted about it, and I actually looked, and it is true. In his financial disclosure forms, it says that on those forms, it will state, you have to state where else you get income from besides the Ohio House. And on his, for the last 2 consecutive years, he states that he received income from the National Right to Work Committee. He checked the box, or it's a letter that you pick. I believe it's $50,000 to $99,000. So he makes somewhere in between there from the National Right to Work Committee. I don't know the legalities of it. As I said, I am a first-time candidate here, but that to me still kind of plays into that pay to play. If you're a legislator and right to work legislation may come across your desk, you may sponsor it yourself, and you're also on there working and a paid employee of their committee. To me, that's just kind of a blurred line that shouldn't be crossed.
So I wanted to ask you about your kids a little bit, too. I saw a couple of videos on Facebook where they went voting with you. What do your kids think about you running for office?
My kids are thrilled, and they are really excited about it. And then they are also a little bit, they don't like my son, he's my 8-year-old. He is excited about me running, but he also, this whole thing of having an opponent, he's not a fan of me having an opponent, and he asks about that person every day. And he wants to know, what's this person that's going against my mommy doing? So it's kind of interesting in that way. And I keep trying to tell him, this person, they are an opponent. They just have different values than us. And, it's not necessarily that they're a bad person, but they do have different beliefs that I don't feel represent our district. And I think it's important for our district to have proper representation. It's funny every day. And he has, at school, they're allowed to play with sidewalk chalk. And one of the teachers sent me a picture at school where he had wrote my name, Vote Amber Daniels 2018, on the sidewalk outside his school. And then a couple of days later, he did it on our sidewalk at home, too. So he's a big fan. He's my biggest supporter, I would say.
That's great. Yeah, I've got 2 little kids, too, and they're always asking me when I'm going to run.
Oh, yeah, that's great. You should. Do it.
Is there anything about running for office that has surprised you? There's probably lots of stuff, but anything in particular that stands out?
Honestly, the amount of time that you spend fundraising. Yeah, because when you first decide that you're going to run for office, like me personally, my goal was I want to help people. I mean, that's just, if you want a quick answer of why I'm doing this, it's because I want to help people. So I wanted to be out in my district as much as possible, meeting people and talking to people. And then you realize a big portion of it is raising funds so that you're able to get the word out, especially in a district such as mine that is so large and expansive and, quite frankly, hard to get to some areas. So the fundraising, I guess, is the part. You spend a lot of time on the phone talking to people and asking for donations. And that is because the other side, they have a lot more money. So he's already had some maximum individual donors that have made the maximum amount. And in the end, it is really important that you get those mailers out and all of the stuff that goes into it. It gets a little expensive, more so than I guess you would think for starting off. But then there's also been fun surprises. I love meeting new people. And so that has been a part of it that has been really fun and exciting is meeting new people. Everybody's got something to offer, and everybody's got a different story. And it's been really interesting and sometimes heartbreaking with some of the stories that you've heard along the way. But yeah, it's been good. It's been really good so far.
Speaking of fundraising, you have a fundraising deadline coming up pretty soon. If our listeners would like to give you some money, how do they do that?
You can go to my website. My website is amberdaniels.com, and on there is a space that says donate, and you can just click on that, and that will hook you up with my ActBlue account. And you can donate right there, a secure donation with your credit card. So that would be awesome if anybody would like to.
Excellent. And how do people follow you on Twitter and Facebook?
On Twitter, I am at @Daniels Ohio, and on Facebook, I am at Amber Daniels Ohio.
Okay, great. So we'll put links to those up on our website as well. I saw on your Facebook page a picture of you with Rick Neal, who's also been on the podcast. We're big fans of Rick Neal here.
Good. Yes, he actually has a fundraiser tomorrow evening that I'm going to be attending. It's kind of a meet and greet cookout, so I'm really excited about that. He stopped by and participated in a parade that we ran for Memorial Day. He stopped by for a little bit. So yeah, he's a good guy. My kid, actually, there was a video, I almost posted it today. My son came up to me and he just out of nowhere was like, "Mommy, if I could vote for anybody, I'd vote for you and Rick Neal." And I asked him why, and he said, "Well, he's just a nice person." I'm like, "Yeah, I absolutely agree with you, bud. He is."
Yeah, there's some really exciting candidates running in Ohio this year. I think that's definitely one of the states I'm going to be watching very closely in November.
Awesome. Love to hear that.
All right. Well, is there anything else that you'd like to make sure that we talk about?
Just make sure that you get out and vote. That's really important. That's one thing that we see during these elections that are off-year elections. You have a lower voter turnout. This election, we can't afford that. So we just definitely need people to get out there and vote. And if you've got 5 friends, this is what we're telling everybody. And I got this from Sherrod Brown, actually. If you know 5 people, adopt 5 people that you know that are not people that are usually politically engaged, that you're not for sure if they'll get to the polls, and you just spend as much time as you can egging them on and getting them there. If you have to drive them yourself, do it. Start now. Start early.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Amber, thank you so much for coming on and talking to me. I'm really excited about your campaign, and we'll be wishing you lots of luck in November.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thanks for listening to Two Broads Talking Politics. Our theme song is called Are You Listening? Off the album Elephant Shaped Trees by the band Imunari, and we're using it with express permission of the band. Our logo and all original artwork is by Matthew Weflin and is done expressly for Two Broads Talking Politics. We can be found on our website at twobroadstalkingpolitics.com. You can reach us by email at twobroadstalkingpolitics@gmail.com, on Twitter at twobroadstalk, on Facebook and Instagram, and you can support us on patreon.com. You can find our podcast on Apple Podcast, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and anywhere podcasts are found. If you are interested in advertising on Two Broads Talking Politics, please email us at twobroadstalkingpolitics@gmail.com.